Do you feel like you've lost your way? Are you overwhelmed and anxious on a daily basis? Do you feel like you're too stressed out to enjoy life? If so, you've landed in the right place. The Gratitude to Bliss show is about stressing less and feeling blessed. It's about figuring out what matters most, letting go of what doesn't, and creating a life that makes you feel happy and alive. I'm Lorraine Miller, mom, health coach, award-winning author, infertility survivor, and recovering stressaholic. And I'm on a mission to help you overcome overwhelm, improve your health, and find your bliss. The best part? It's so easy to get started. The Gratitude to Bliss show starts now. Hello and welcome to the Gratitude to Bliss show, the place to be to get your vitamin G. I'm your host, Lorraine Miller, and I have a special Momcast episode dedicated to all the moms out there working so hard to take care of their families and their own health, which I know can often be very challenging. Today's topic is helping moms thrive through midlife, and I am super excited to bring on today's guest. Her name is Jenn Edden. She is a sought-after holistic health coach, sugar addiction expert, and founder of the Sugar Freedom Method. I'm so excited to have you here, Jenn. Welcome.
Thanks, Lorraine. Great topic. We totally need this for us moms, so thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we really, really do. And it's so great that you specialize in this. It's just we need moms really need to understand that when we put ourselves first, our families benefit from that.
Yes.
So I'd love to hear more about your story and how you became a holistic health coach who focuses on women's health.
Sugar addiction. Yeah. So I was just thinking while you were talking, I didn't want to interrupt you. Like, we need a survival manual. Like, no one tells us when we have kids, like, you need to survive, forget thriving. You need to just survive in the first years. Yeah. My kids are 12, 14, and my son will be 17 in just a few months. And actually 12, gonna be 15. Yes, and 17. And I always say when people ask me, how did you get into this? I said, well, the method saved my life. And so 20 years ago, I decided to get certified. 20 and a half years, time flies. And I decided I needed to just get my own sugar addiction under control. And then I fell into holistic health coaching, and similar to, I guess, how you feel, like I just never stopped. It was just something where the passion took over for the last 20 and a half years. And then, yes, midlife hit, right? I turned 50 in December. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank God I'm a health coach, because I feel like no one's written the survival manual on getting through midlife and your hormones and having children. And yes, I also run a company. And so, I've been at the game for 20 years, and I was probably like many women who are listening, if they are health coaches or, they know people like this. I healed myself of so many ailments when I was younger, all related to over consuming sugar and stress and poor gut health and so many things. And I decided I needed to give back after figuring out like how to stop consuming sugar on massive levels. And for those who are in midlife listening to us right now, that is why you're not sleeping. We can get to that, but I just had to, before I forget, that is why we're not sleeping. We cannot handle the processed food or the sugar the way we used to. And so I am very grateful that I do specialize in midlife now. I feel like as I learn it, I need to give back. And so it used to be mainly weight loss, because in my 30s, I figured that out with having kids. And then it became with the sugar piece. And now it's sugar and women's health, because sugar takes out our hormones and our sleep and our gut health. And we can't mess with that, ladies, in midlife. We can't, it takes us out. And so that's how I got here. It's been a long journey. But I'm grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So many of us have landed into holistic health coaching because we learned how to do something that worked for us.
That's right.
So that's a really great story and a really amazing journey you've been on. So as we start a brand new year, so many of us moms in midlife are setting intentions to focus on our health.
Great.
I kind of have an idea of what you're going to say, but my question was, what is the number one thing we should focus on if we want to improve our health?
Oh, I love that. I wonder if it's going to be what you think I'm going to say. So, um, manage your schedule, or your schedule is going to take you out. One of the things when women come see us in midlife, really, it's late 40s, 55 just seems to be where the body starts to break down. But at the core of the work I do, like module 1 of the Sugar Freedom Method, talks about your schedule. Women are like, my schedule? I'm like, yes. If you don't learn to manage your schedule will run you. And whoever runs your schedule runs you. And so I need women to know that they have power over their schedule and that you can't get healthy and stay healthy and lean and keep the sugar, right? That's like my jam, under wraps. I didn't say take it out, but under wraps. If you do not own your schedule, and I don't want to hear any excuses, like I don't want to hear any excuses. It is manageable. It is manageable. It's about setting boundaries. It is about saying no more than yes, without guilt, without shame. That's a big mom thing. I couldn't say no to one more PTA thing, one more kid thing, and that's a hard no. And I need us to just start taking back control of our schedules because,
Wow.
yeah. Is that what you thought I was going to say?
No, no, I thought you were going to say stop eating sugar.
Oh,
But you're absolutely right. I mean, you have to get to the root cause of why are we relying on sugar to get us through the day and get through the stress and,
that's right.
everything else that's going on. Because with moms, I mean, I think that most moms enjoy being a mom. But so many of us, we have a lot of stress, and it is about those boundaries and expectations. We put so much on ourselves and we think we have to do everything and we think we have to do everything perfectly. And whether or not we're doing it well or not, if we're not feeling fulfilled by it, it's going to affect our health negatively.
And we're going to be exhausted and our hormones are going to be off. It's going to affect our sleep and we're going to crave sugar because sugar is not just a physiological thing that we're tired, so we eat it. It's an emotional component. Yeah, gives you a hit.
Mhm.
And so 100%. Besides, I don't take sugar out. I make women stop craving it. That's my jam. Literally
Oh, I love
craving
that.
it. Yeah, because I work with like addiction stuff and you really you can't say no because if I did that I would eat it like 10 times more as soon as I feel restricted. So for me, I like the back door approach of how to put the body and mind back in balance, and then you don't crave it the same. And it starts with really managing our schedules and having more ownership and not feel like the day is happening to us. Nothing happens to
Mhm.
us. We give it permission. And so, cool. I love it.
So, what are some tips around that? Can you offer us any, um, other than setting boundaries, what would you say is the number one thing what
Sure.
moms need to do with their schedules?
Oh, good. Let's have fun with that. So one of the biggest things I find is we go on automatic, and we think we have more in the gas tank than we have, and we think we have more time than we have, and somehow eating lunch, making time for the gym or movement or time, dare I say, to sit on the couch and I'm drinking a cup of tea. Sit on the couch. What? Lazy is the word women say. I'm like, what? Lazy. You birth children, right? You're not lazy. And so I always say, build in time for self. And you can't do that when you're yesing everyone and squeezing too many things into a day. You need to pad your day and stop the automatic of, sure, I can do that. It's, I don't know. Let me get back to you. It's a practice in thinking through the schedule. And I always say, like, I call it, like, I get on the, I live the schedule. I think about how I'm going to feel after driving my kids somewhere, coming back for a podcast interview, or, doing some coaching. And then where's lunch in that? A lot of women that come see me, they're like, what's lunch? I'm like, lunch is something you eat to fuel yourself, so you're not craving everything but the kitchen sink at 8 p.m. And so, like, live your schedule in your, how would that feel like to drive 45 minutes to a soccer practice? And for those who are working moms as well, like I am, to then, what is your Sunday like, knowing that you have a crazy work schedule? What are you not doing on Sunday to prep yourself for the week? I tell women to feel the schedule, feel it. Don't just write stuff down and then jam yourself in and have no time for yourself, because that is where the addiction takes hold, and the sleeping, and the 20 to 30 pounds of weight gain. I know where that comes, and the thyroid issues, and the bowels are off and you bloat, and anxiety is there. I mean, I have compassion, and all this stuff is reversible. And for me, it starts with, well, like, let's look at your schedule and your food and your gut health. But thank you. I'm glad we're talking about the schedule. And so, like, live your schedule. Yeah. And don't be so quick to say yes. Think about where you are in the schedule before you say yes. It's really very helpful.
I love that. I love everything you just said. You said a lot of stuff. As you were talking, I was thinking about anxiety. I think anxiety is a big one, and I know for myself, once I cut out a lot of the sugar that I was eating, and I never really thought I ate a lot of sugar, but once I really focused on that, the anxiety went away. And and then if I would bring it back in, like if I have, a very sugary dessert after dinner, if I'm out at a restaurant, sometimes I'll wake up the next day feeling anxious. And once I made that connection, it's like, oh, okay, well, at least I know why I'm anxious, and I'm going to go back to not eating like that. And that was really helpful. So,
It's great.
yeah,
Prevent.
but there's so many different symptoms that can happen. And we're both IIN health coaches. We both understand the idea of individuality. So everyone is different. Everyone has different symptoms. But I think most moms have stress. And I think that's a common thread through motherhood. And so I think, though, the work that you do, especially tackling it as far as your schedule, is just going to alleviate so much stress. And so I just really, really love that. And the other thing I love that you said was to feel it, to really
Live the
feel it.
schedule before you agree to the schedule, because the body takes a hit real quick and we don't realize it till the nighttime. And then we're shoving things in, no judgment, 5 o'clock wine, weekend warrior nonsense. We're eating, stuff happens, and it's because we're pounding through all week and it's taken us out. It's in midlife, the body can't do it. Like I said, there's a reason why 54, 55, late 40s, women will come see us, but mid 50s, Jen, 30 pounds is on. It's all in my belly. Why do you look the way you do with 3 kids? And what are you doing? And I said, well, let's go through each step of the method and let's just work it together. And like I said, module 1, visualize it, is some affirmations and things to change your brain, change your mind and how you think. And we physically need to just work on your schedule. Yeah, we need to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you can't change
Yeah.
much.
And also, I think that when we're pounding through, like you said, that in and of itself can feel addicting. Like, oh, I got this. I'm doing this. I'm doing it all. I'm good. I don't need help. And then you hit a wall.
That's
And
right.
that can happen. That can happen at any age. And
You're right.
that's when the overwhelm starts. But really feeling your schedule, I love that, because I teach people to practice gratitude by writing things down in a journal. A very simple gratitude practice I call vitamin G. And I call it that because
Great.
it's really self care, it's really a way to nourish yourself. But I also talk about the special sauce, which is to focus on the feeling. Because if you're writing things down, that does work. But when you really connect with your heart and you focus on what you're grateful for, it's so much more powerful. So I've never thought about applying that to your schedule because I'm, exactly like the person you're describing. I think things take less time than they do. I think I can do more than, and I get caught up in like all the things I'm going to do. And then what happens? You end up feeling disappointed or like a failure or
Hold on.
crazy.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. Love that. So true. So true. And then what happens? We stop sleeping. We bloat all the time. Weight comes on. We're craving chocolate. Like, I don't know. I have all these cravings all the time. And then you get a health scare. I get that a lot too. Now I'm pre-diabetic, Jen. Forget the belly fat. That was annoying. I had a heart attack that I'm 25 pounds up. Jen, when did that happen? I mean, and all of a sudden we wake up out of these comas and no judgment. And now we've got some scares. And I'm not anti-doctor or anti-meds. I just don't think we need it 100th as much as half as much as we go for it. We've normalized things that for me, I unnormalize and I unbrainwash. We don't need what we think we need. We just need to take care of ourselves. And that's how you started the show. Self-care is a form of self-love. And I'm not selfish. I take care of myself. Like I'm driving the bus. And if the bus driver doesn't know where they're going and they're exhausted, we got trouble with who's on the bus. And so I
Oh,
don't
I
do
love
that.
that.
I'm driving the bus. And so I come first and my family comes always. I come first, my family comes always. And I say it that way because it's like it messes with people. I didn't say my family comes second. My family comes always, but I come first. And it's mandatory. We've got it backwards. Women wear capes, they do all these things. I'm not Superwoman. I just learned to normalize taking care of oneself is mandatory in the house. And my kids know it, and it's great because now I have two daughters and a son, and the daughters are learning, and the son is watching. And yeah, it's really important.
Oh, I love
Really
that.
important. Really important. Like I have a lot of burnout in my family. I did not share that, but I got into the addiction work because my father has bipolar, a lot of addiction stuff, and both have been on antidepressants for a large part of my life. And I won't get into all of that, but nervous breakdowns run in my family. And so the reason I talk this way, and this is like, when you ask this question, this is like amazingly the show, is because I don't believe in that needing to continue. I don't believe in heart attacks and high blood pressure and all of that. Yes. Um, I believe in, those patterns get passed down. And I break the pattern of addiction in my family, and I break the pattern of nervous breakdowns and needing to visit psychiatric wards. I've seen a lot of stuff in my day, and no judgment, but it's not needed. I broke it. And it's literally from what Lorraine and I are talking about. It's not as simple as your schedule, but we take ourselves out with our schedules. And
Mhm.
right, you can see it leads to all these other behaviors and things that break down in the body when we're unable to fuel ourselves. I tell my girls, you eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner. I don't care about this intermittent fasting nonsense. You eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner. You want to squeeze that into a window of time? Great. But in midlife, you're doing it different. And so I fast between dinner and breakfast. My whole thing is we teach don't snack and stuff. Eat good, solid, high protein meals. And so I'll throw that in. But you can't do that if your schedule's a wreck. And so goes right down to the foundational principles. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and I just want to congratulate you
Oh,
on just your entire journey and really just understanding that health isn't something that you're born with. You create the health that you want to have. And it's just so empowering to hear a success story like yours, where you just took charge of your own health. And that's what I think everyone needs to hear. We're not our genetics, we're not our family history, we're not, you know, just obligated to eat what everyone else is eating or live the way everyone else. We can take things into our own hands. And as moms, you know, we're really, it's important to be that role model for our kids. So I love that you're also
Beautiful.
really bringing that into your work, and everything about you is just, you know, just so beautiful. And I love the bus driver analogy too. I think that's amazing.
Who's driving the bus?
Who's
Oh
driving the bus?
gosh, women hear that, they're like, shoot, the bus is breaking down. The driver has got a few issues. I'm like, that's right. So I get you where it hurts, the love of our children. Because while we'll do
Yeah.
everything for them, they'll make me cry. If we're not around, who's doing it? And I don't mean the husbands or the, especially if you're a single, I just mean, come on, it's us. We know. Come on. They're our genetics. There's a bond between the mother and I got 3 of those little buggers. And so that's right. And so that's how I justify in my mind that self-care is self-love, and I'm driving the bus. And yeah, it took my mother and father getting sick and leaving us, like, right, where's mom? Oh my gosh, I have to go visit her at the hospital for what? A nervous breakdown? Who was going to tell us? Plenty of trauma healed around that, and I'm sure there's still more there. But that's why, right, that's my thing, is because I grew up with, huh? And then my mother said, oh, it's 3 generations, Jen, you're next. I'm like, never.
Mm.
Her grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother, all nervous breakdowns. And I was like, over my healthy body, I'm not getting one. Cycle breaks with me. And I just want to add before we run out of time, although I know we have a little bit more, it's a commitment. It's not easy. I'm not perfect with it. I fall down, but it's a commitment. And when you have a commitment, just like when you're married, for those who are married, it doesn't always feel good, but I'm committed to the relationship. I am committed to the cycle of addiction and neuroses and bipolar and narcissism and sugar addiction and lying, cheating, stealing. I've had a lot of stuff happen in my life. It just ends with me. And it's just a commitment. And it doesn't need to be perfect, like Lorraine said. I recommit every day. Well, that didn't go so well with Luke. I could have said that better, right? Or I was having trouble getting out of bed the other day. I was like really finished. And I went, uh-oh, Jen, where are you not taking care of yourself? Uh-oh, I call it a red flag day. Red flag day. If I'm eating too much sugar or I don't want to get out of bed, I just call them red flag days. And I have been changing everything since that day. Yeah. Building time
Amazing.
myself. I just change things up, like Lorraine's, like the sugar's out. I'm not even dabble. Like no, it doesn't work right now. Stuff steals your energy. And I call it a red flag day. Red flag. I don't wait for too many red flags. One red flag is enough. I'm like, okay,
You catch it.
you
Yeah.
just make a change. Like, what is the one change, right? And yeah, and especially with the new year, right here. What is
Mhm.
just one change? We don't need all these things. One thing. People always, I feel like, discount. Oh, if I just do one thing will change your life. If you just drink more water from this, drink more water, ladies. It helps you sleep, helps with sugar cravings, you know. Or, oh, I like what Jen said. I'm just gonna pick my schedule. I'm gonna work on not saying yes all the time. Or, oh, Jen said eat 3 meals a day with Lorraine, and you know she intermittent fast between bed and breakfast. I like that one. Or what?
Mhm.
One thing. It's one thing, and then you do it till you get really good, and then you pick another thing. And that's literally how I do life. I pick one thing. You don't go to the gym, no movement at all. Great. You go once a week for a month, and then you add more days, right? Like one thing. Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
so it's so true. Sometimes we think we have to do so much, like we're not doing enough. But I find that's one of the really great ways that having a gratitude practice helps with all of this, is because it helps you appreciate the little things, or seemingly little things, because the little things are really big things. Drinking water. is huge. And we know that as health coaches.
Everything.
But to get somebody to actually commit to drinking water and slowing down to remember and all the stuff that goes with it, it's actually it's a big thing.
Especially if your schedule's a mess.
Right.
Right?
Right,
People to set
exactly.
alarms on their phones, whatever it takes.
Whatever
But
it takes.
but when you link an emotion to it, I just want to add that. When you link an emotion to the drinking of water and you go, whoa, I had a better day today. Whoa, I feel so good. Well, and then I get people addicted to feeling good. That's my jam. Like, and so anyway, I just attach it. Feel better and then notice you feel better and link it to the water, and then you're going to want to keep doing it. And so, yeah,
Oh, that's a wonderful tip.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so we have to end soon, but I want to take a moment to do our wheel of gratitude. So, Emily, our producer, if you could spin the wheel for us and let us know what it lands on.
Okay, today the wheel landed on exercise.
Exercise. There you go. It's another one of those things we think we have to spend, hours at the gym or um, hours walking, but sometimes just small amounts of exercise can really change your entire energy throughout the day. So, what can you be grateful for in terms of exercise, even if you don't have hours and hours to get to the gym? What 15-minute workout can you do? What can you appreciate about the feelings you get when you do have time to exercise? Maybe you do have time to do a long workout. When you connect it to the feeling, like Jenn said, how do you feel when you're exercising? How do you feel after? How do you sleep? Do you sleep better when you exercise? Just take a moment to really think about being grateful for exercise and what it does for your body. So, Jenn, before we end, tell everyone how they can find you. And you also have a book you want to mention, right?
Oh, yes. I'll just say I'm Jenn Edden everywhere. So I always say my method is simple, fun, and easy. It's a true story. And so are all my links.
I
Everything is
noticed that.
Jenn Edden on Instagram, Jenn Edden, sugar addiction expert on Facebook, jennedden.com. Yes. And so you can find me that way. You can reach out and say that you heard me through Lorraine. I would be honored to hear from you. You can just give me a quick shout out. And I do have a book. It's called Woman Unleashed. It's on Amazon. But I was telling Lorraine, if you would like a free downloadable, I personally like books to flip through. But you could have a free downloadable, and I'll get you that link. And it's a wonderful book on more energy, more confidence, and a 21-day plan with meals and a guide on how to kick sugar's hold on you. Not a diet, just a guide. And so I wrote that about 9 years ago, and that's my baby, Woman Unleashed. So thank you. I'll
Oh,
get you.
wow. And what a nice gift that you're offering everyone. That's incredible.
I'll enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been great having you. You have so much wisdom and insight, and I really, really appreciate you being my guest today and doing this special Momcast episode with me, which I just love doing these so much. This is the Gratitude to Bliss show, the place to be to get your vitamin G. I just want to remind everyone, if you are new to the show, please check out episode 1, where I walk you through that very simple gratitude practice I call vitamin G. And if you visit my website, gratitudetobliss.com, I have a guided meditation, Nourishing Gratitude, that you can download for free when you enter your email address. This has been an incredible show. Thank you again, Jenn. I wish everyone a happy and healthy start to this beautiful new year. And remember, I love you. Take your vitamin G. Thank you for tuning in to the Gratitude to Bliss show, the place to be to get your vitamin G. I'm Lorraine Miller, your host, and I want to remind you to check out episode 1 and create your own powerful vitamin G practice and let gratitude work magic in your life. To help you add that special sauce, download your free guided meditation, Nourishing Gratitude, at gratitudetobliss.com. Do you have a gratitude story to tell? Has gratitude helped you overcome a challenge in your life? Or are you going through a rough time and need some extra support? Go to gratitudetobliss.com/contact and send us your story to be a featured guest on the show so you can inspire others with your story or get inspired to break through whatever you are struggling with. Remember, I love you. Take your vitamin G. One thing I know for sure is that life is a blessing. We aren't meant to feel stressed, overwhelmed, and anxious on a daily basis. We are meant to feel calm, healthy, and strong mentally, physically, and emotionally. If you've been struggling with stress, if you want to boost your mood, increase your energy, balance hormones, and create greater mental clarity and focus, if you want to lose excess weight and keep it off, I invite you to check out Calm, Healthy, and Fit, my 3-month group coaching program that is all about you and making yourself a priority. We are going to set achievable goals, create healthy habits around food and lifestyle, and support each other in a group setting. Join us and visit gratitudetobliss.com/group coaching to learn more.